After emotional abuse, healing feels impossible. Some days, you wonder if you'll ever feel like yourself again, or if you even remember who that self was. But healing does happen. It's gradual, non-linear, and often invisible until you look back and realize how far you've come. Today, we're exploring the signs that prove you're healing from emotional abuse, even when it doesn't feel like it. Sign 1. You're no longer constantly apologizing. During abuse, you learn to apologize for everything: your existence, your feelings, your needs. One sign of healing is noticing when you're about to apologize for something that doesn't require an apology, and stopping yourself. You're unlearning the belief that you're inherently wrong and in need of forgiveness. Sign 2. You can identify what you're feeling. Emotional abuse often disconnects you from your own emotions. You learn to suppress, minimize, or doubt what you felt. Healing looks like sitting with an emotion and naming it. I feel angry. I feel sad. I feel scared. This simple act of emotional awareness was dangerous before. Now it's becoming safe. Sign 3. You're starting to trust your own judgment again. Gaslighting made you doubt every thought and perception. But now you're making decisions without constantly second-guessing yourself. You're noticing that your instincts, the ones you were told were wrong, are actually reliable. Your internal compass is recalibrating. Sign 4. You can be alone without feeling desperate. During abuse, you may have stayed because being alone seemed worse than being mistreated. Healing looks like enjoying your own company, finding peace in solitude, and no longer panicking at the thought of being by yourself. You've discovered that your company is enough. Sign 5. You're setting boundaries and tolerating the discomfort. Boundaries used to lead to punishment, rage, or abandonment threats. Now you're learning to say no, and sit with the guilt that follows. Guilt that doesn't mean you did something wrong. You're choosing your well-being over someone else's approval, and that's significant. Sign 6. The good days are outnumbering the bad. At first, good moments were rare islands in a sea of pain. But gradually the ratio shifts. You might have several good days in a row. When the hard days come, they're not as devastating. You're building resilience you didn't know you could have. Sign 7. You can talk about what happened without completely falling apart. Initially, any mention of the abuse triggered overwhelming emotions. While it might still be painful, you can now share your story more calmly. You're processing rather than just reacting. The trauma is moving from present tense emergency to past tense history. Sign 8. You're recognizing red flags you once overlooked. Whether in new relationships, friendships, or professional situations, you're noticing warning signs earlier. Behaviors that once seemed normal now rightfully alarm you. Your tolerance for mistreatment has dropped and your standards have risen. You're protecting yourself in ways you couldn't before. Sign 9. You feel angry sometimes, and that's a good thing. During abuse, anger was probably punished or turned inward. But anger is a healthy response to mistreatment. If you're starting to feel anger about what was done to you, that's your psyche waking up and saying, that wasn't okay. Anger is part of healing, not a sign of failure. Sign 10. You're dreaming or making plans for the future. When you're in survival mode, the future doesn't exist, only getting through today. But if you're imagining tomorrow, next month, next year, if you're starting to want things for yourself, that's hope returning. Your brain has decided the crisis is ending, and it's safe to plan again. Remember, healing isn't a destination, it's a direction. You don't wake up one day completely healed and never struggle again. There will be setbacks, triggers, and difficult days. But the overall trajectory matters more than any single moment. If you recognized yourself in any of these signs today, you're further along than you think. Be proud of that. Subscribe for more psychology content.